Hi, how's everyone? Thanks for coming back. Hello and welcome if you are new. I'm glad you found me. We're doing the What the Friday reading. I'm gonna a look at the weekend energies. So we're gonna do one card for the current energy, three clarifiers, and maybe an oracle message. So the first card we've got here is death, but on the reverse. So let's see what this says. It's a transformation, okay, and it's saying embrace it with grace, okay, because it can be beautiful. On the front side, we have the rider, the white rider, death coming through. So this is inevitable. This reminds me of the string of fates, the strings of fate reading yesterday, where we were talking about the three fates, and the last one was atropos, meaning death, which she comes through to cut the thread. So death, this is Scorpio energy, not the Saturn energy of excuse me, time, the Reaper. This isn't the Reaper. This is a different version of death. This is Saturn and Scorpio energy. So Pluto, the god of the underworlds, coming to claim something. This is an unavoidable ending. Make room for the new. And on the back side, we have, see on the front, it's facing death. We're looking at the darkness that he's coming from. But if we turned around and looked at what is behind the person in red, it's a new day. And on either side of the rising sun, we see two towers. Now, this is the towers that are from the moon card. So it's the ego rising in the same position that the emotions do. And the two towers, or also could be the two pillars that the high priestess sits between. These are brand new towers, whereas before they were destroyed towers. These are brand new. So this is something brand new on the horizon. There's transformation here, but it can be beautiful. Embrace it with grace. So again, death card is the current energy, something changing, something inevitable, something unavoidable, something we can't control. So that's why we're being told to embrace it. We cannot control higher energy, and death is one of the major arcana, so this is change that it's out of our hands as humans. So the only thing we can control when change happens is how we react to it. And this card is guiding us to embrace it with grace, because this change can be beautiful. So let's get three clarifiers for what is ending here. Scorpio energy, we just did Scorpio a few days ago. So if you maybe want to refresh on what's going on in Scorpio energy. Okay, we've got an ending to the Nine of Swords. I like this. An ending to fear and negativity. Get two more, please. A lot of flippers, but nothing's flying out like with conviction. That's what I want. I want it coming out with conviction. I didn't like it, but I'll take it. One more, please. One more, please. Okay. Those are kind of haphazard, like kind of apathetic, but we can work with it. Okay, lots of swords, all sword energy. This is air energy, Gemini, Libra, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Excuse me. First, we got the Nine of Swords. 10 to 9 to 8, 9, 10. This is Aquarius energy. This is fear and negativity, anxiety. This is also not warning, but it's like a heads up to decide which of these, how am I going to say this without offending people? Which of your troubles are real and what's being imagined here, okay? So this is like an extension of the Eight of Swords, that mental prison. Feeling bound by negative mental self-talk, right? This is the anxiety that you feel from it. It's usually sleepless nights. This person is sitting up on the side of their bed, surrounded by their own thoughts. And what torments us more than what's in our own head sometimes? But this torment is self inflicted. Okay, this is doubts and fears. This is maybe you heard gossip about somebody gossiping about you, or information came in that um, wasn't true. This is just mental worry. Okay. We did get the backside of this recently, which meant that the dawn is breaking. There's a new day, and there's a breakthrough here. But we're back in the energy of just hoping, because if we would acknowledge it, then we could have that breakthrough. Because even as I'm looking at this, he is in the dark, but there's light shining on his legs, which means he is looking at the dawn, which is on the other side of the card. The dawn is breaking through his window, and you see him here surrounded by these 9 swords, but there's light shining on him. So there is a breakthrough coming in this mental noise if we can just open up to it. Okay, next card here, we've got the 5 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords is an ending to a conflict, but there's no winners here. This is an end, not not to not to elevate one side or the other. It's just to stop fighting. Okay. This is victory, but it brings a burden of responsibility. So who really won this conflict? And remember, swords, it's a mental conflict here. So we're either conflicted with other people, or we're conflicted with ourselves over thoughts and opinions, and what we believe is truth. The key to this card is the way they're separated, the 5 swords. There's 2 on the ground and a person walking away. That's a person dropping their indecision and just walking away from the conflict. But the person standing there in supposed victory is holding 3 swords, which is the 3 of Swords of heartbreak. So there is somebody who gets to walk away from this conflict scot-free, not scot-free, but unburdened. And the one who supposedly wins is the one that's actually left holding the heartbreak. Okay? But this is mitigated by a wonderful Ace of Swords coming out of the blue. This is empowered by a higher vision and success ensured. So even though this might feel, there's an ending here, and it might feel very very burdensome emotionally and mentally, the key here is that it's going to be there is a victory here, because we've got in the 5 of Swords victory, but it brought a burden. Okay, but then after that we've got that beautiful Ace of Swords, and that is a success and being empowered by a higher vision. Okay, it's almost like you're being enlightened to something that it's just so heavy it's so heavy that it how can I say this? Something that's so heavy you are forced to put it down, but once you put it down, that weight is lifted and you're free. That's how I feel about this. So there is a change here, this transformation, the Death card, but it is the illuminated side of the Death card. Okay, so we see the dawn of a brand new day. There's freedom here. There's transformation that can be beautiful. There's new things growing on the other side of this, but it was mentally burdensome. It came with a lot of fear and negativity. You had doubts about yourself. You had doubts about what you knew, who you were. So it got so heavy, this mental stress, that it just, you just dropped it. Somebody just dropped something and walked away. And these could be two different aspects of the viewer here. You dropped it, the Two of Swords of indecision, and walked away, but you also are the one that's holding this heartbreak. But again, it was so heavy that setting it down, the dawn broke. It was like, breaking free of something. And now you have this whole new vision of what can be, of what you can be, of what you will accept. Yeah, this is a wonderful freedom. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords. Look at that. All these swords. Now we have the Eight, but it's in the reverse. And look at the eagle coming out of the sky. This is Aquarius energy again. This is definitely freedom. Freedom is available. It says release yourself. That eagle coming out of the sky is like inspiration from the divine. This is truth and enlightenment coming to free you from that Eight of Swords. Because in the Eight of Swords, she's bound with ropes and a blindfold, and there's that mental stress, all those swords around her. But on the reverse, it's the eagle coming in with some truth that's going to free you. See, what did I say? Beautiful freedom. And then we've got the Nine of Swords. I'm sorry, the Nine of Wands on the reverse. This is a time of renewal. You are strong behind your boundaries. Surrender to the idea that you are worth healing. This is a time, it says it's a time to feel human again. So the Nine of Wands we had yesterday on the front side, and it's somebody who's been through the ringer, somebody who's been through hell, somebody who's physically depleted, tired and not low vitality. Um, that Eight of Wands that came in was some kind of communication or some kind of momentum shift. Something came in that changed the tide, and it aided in you being able to get this mental freedom. And now you're using those Eight Wands as like a fence, so you can stay on your side of that, and then everything in the past stays on the other side of that fence, because now you're taking a knee. That's what it feels like to me. You're taking a knee, you're resting, you're getting your head together, you're getting your health together, and you're setting boundaries that other people are being forced to respect. Okay. Underneath that, you've got the reverse side of the Chariot. And the Chariot is a good card. The Sphinxes are up and running. This is Cancer energy, I believe. Movement. But when it's on the reverse side, you see behind him the path that he tread. The path that is behind him is breaking and falling away. There's no going back to that old cycle. You've decided. And if you didn't decide, then like circumstances decided for you, and that could be where um this kind of mental paralysis came in. If you don't, like the Death card said, embrace it with grace, allow it to happen. It can be beautiful. If you don't, it will happen anyway. And the divine wants you to roll with it, because adaptability is better than being fearful and rigid. Okay? Because remember, the Chariot, again, major arcana energy. This is energy outside of our control, divine energy, higher energy, however you want to see it. Once that Chariot takes off, there's no going back on the old path. So it says, let your intuition guide you and continue forward, because the path behind you doesn't exist anymore. Okay? Underneath that, just go one more because it's a good one. It is the Six of Wands of victory. This is recognition. Oh, and the Four of Wands underneath that. Hello. I didn't know how far I wanted to go, but let's keep going. This is praise and recognition. A job well done. You are seen. Be encouraged. There's success here. There's people in your corner. And underneath that, there's that Four of Wands of um, a good relationship coming in. Purpose married with passion. So yeah, I really like this energy. There is a hard road coming through, but it's mostly because of our own self-guilt, our own self-doubt, the things that we're telling ourselves. Um, this could be long-held suppositions about who we are, about what we believe, about information, because this air energy is highly intellectual, but it can get stuck in its own details, you know. It's highly communicative, but when you get in the higher numbers like 8, 9, and 10, um, it's to its own detriment. It's like wallowing in thought here. But we can put that down, and the breakthrough is, I mean, there's self-empowerment here. There's a path that is not going to be tolerated again. And on the other side of that path, there's that victory and a Four of Wands, a partnership here that is passion married with purpose. So this could have something to do with love. I don't have any cups. It's all air and fire. So, and we've got Cancer pulling some heavy weight here in the Chariot reversed, and Scorpio. So let's get some theme cards, mice, and get some extra little details about this. So the mice card means that there's something nibbling away at some kind of energy. It could be physical, like with money. It could be health wise, something's eating away at your vitality. It could be like mentally. It could be somebody like a whisper that's nagging at you, and it's just kind of eating away at whatever reserves that you have. There's something of nibbling away or dwindling of a resource. Okay, so be alert, be observant, um, so that you catch it. Oh, we've got the finger again. You're giving too many fucks. That's that air energy. Okay, stop giving so many fucks. And a couple more, please. Ooh, temptation wanted to peek. The apple. Forbidden fruit. Could that be what is causing us mental anguish here? There's forbidden fruit. The crucible. A time of testing, trial, or pressure. Transformation through hardship. Okay, see, that's the death card right there. You have to put something to an end in order to make it something new. Okay? Oh, conflict, the whip. Yeah, that's the Five of Swords. It was the Five of Wands last time. Conflict, fighting, arguing, discussion, scolding, aggression and punishment, insults. So there's fighting here. That's that Five of Swords. Somebody's gonna put it down though. It's gonna break their heart to walk away from it. But there's no winning in this contention. But we do have the Star again, Aquarius, more Aquarius energy. Blessings, healing, a wish, a new direction, renewal, and finding your way towards a new path. So we have the Chariot here. We're going to put the Star right next to it because a new path, continuing forward. Let your intuition be your guide. It's the Star is the guide. The North Star. We have bamboo. This is growth. You have resilience here, strength, flexibility. This is Sagittarius energy. We're going to do Sagittarius next. Longevity, good luck, prosperity, and enlightenment. Wow, I love that. Love it. A couple more here. Ooh. Let's get a couple more and I'll wrap it up because I do want to do Sagittarius tonight. The wheel that's been coming out lately, the wheel, what goes around comes around, that's just reminding us that all times change. When you're up, plan for being down. When you're down, look forward to being up, but it all keeps moving. Okay, gotta keep it moving. And we've got the sun. Okay, that's the self, the identity. There's illumination here, generosity, warmth, and growth, creativity, and pride. The sun right now is in Virgo. See, now Virgo's that honorary air sign that sometimes gets stuck in that mental prison. So be careful of, not wallowing, what is it? I can't remember the term for it. Just getting stuck. Stuck in a rut? Stuck in a rut, mentally. Okay, we've got remember you are water. They're saying, take account, oops, sorry, I keep bumping the table. Take account of what, water placements you have, because that's going to be a strength. Sorry about the chair. Saturn energy. Saturn right now is conjunct Neptune in Pisces. He's a taskmaster. There's restrictions, maybe deadlines. It could have to do with that mice energy, but there's dedication and perseverance in Pisces energy, which is deep spirituality and connection to each other. And remember, you are water. Okay, cry, feel, cleanse, flow, and let go. Last one. Oh, pay attention to the red flags. I heard even if it's you. And then we've got the goldfish here, which is small, luck, prosperity, abundance, transformation again, and harmony. Okay, that's what I have for the weekend. What the Friday reading. Oh, I didn't realize this was so dark. I hope it still looks okay. I'm gonna turn the brightness up for the Sagittarius reading. So that's what I have for everybody. Thanks for sticking with me. All my information's in the description. Available for personal readings and birth chart inquiries. My email, Venmo, and Cash App are in the description. Thanks for sticking with me until I see you again in the next reading. Okay, thanks. Bye.